Morning, welcome back to the X-Ring. So we are at the K&M Precision Training Center at the 2022 Bushnell Gap Grind. It's the largest precision rifle competition in the world. There's going to be over 400 competitors here, and this is an unbelievable venue. Just manicured grass, some really awesome stages. We've got Kenneth I with Desert Precision Gunworks. He's going to be shooting as the AM. I'll be shooting as the pro. And we are getting ready to get started here in just a moment, so stay tuned. So far, we're doing okay. We had the first stage where it's prone. Was able to clean that. We got Dick right here, and then we got the deuce and a half. I think we got a clean on that so far. It's a good match so far. 2 stages down. 10 to go. Lunchtime. What do you think, Rick?
It's great, man.
Kenny?
We need to get you a sandwich.
Yep. Need a cookie for now. We got Bjorn back there from Germany and Ice. We got Dick over here. What's up, Dick?
What up?
Back at you. All right. We're in the car. We'll do another stage. All right, day 1 of the 2022 Gap Grind is over with. We shot 11 or 12 stages. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
We started at 7 a.m. and it is now
6:13.
Oh, 6:13. So, yeah. Kenny, what'd you think about today? This is your first time doing a real PRS.
Right, yeah. So this being a actual real sanctioned PRS match with a lot of shooters, my main thing is that I actually learned a lot. A lot of folks, this being a pro, willing to contribute and help you out with your fundamentals and just help you out with wind and all that, get you dialed in. It's an absolute great time, guys. You guys got to try it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a no-joke format. I mean, literally, the pros are going to shoot first. Once we get done, then I can actually help them with wind calls, anything. I can do everything but pretty much pull your trigger or load your rifle. But there's a lot of great competitors here. We cleaned quite a few stages, but we also tanked a couple of stages as well. It really started to kick up from those hurricane winds coming through here, and it's just really stretching. Anything else you want to add before we come back tomorrow?
Well, I mean, you still have to know your rifle, so if you're not practicing out there, and me coming from the West Coast to the East Coast here, it definitely acts different. So in order to basically be proficient in all these stages, you have to get your dope dialed in. You can't just rely on the Kestrel. Like, if we're noticing, at least for me, that my dope on the Kestrel has been, now at the end of the day, almost half a mil off.
Yeah. So I was a 1/10 off on the Kestrel, and so that's where we're at with it.
These little twist ties you can get from Lowe's are extremely handy to attach to a pack. That way when you have a tall optic, it'll stay on the pack. This is made by Old Balls Inc. This makes it really handy. Let me show you the attachment. It goes into a QD.
Well, we're all finished up, Kenny. What do you think?
Good experience for sure. Absolutely fine.
What'd you learn?
Don't rush, set a pace. This whole ball game is about just mitigating your time, mitigating recoil, making your shots count. You can't miss fast enough. That's guaranteed for that one.
That's right. We'll see how we did. Remember, we're shooting for top 50%, so we'll see what happens.
And I'm like, yeah, it's called the Gap Grind. Get after it.
So after the awards, we found out we were able to finish 65th out of 196 teams, which put us around the 78.9 percentile. So we exceeded our expectation of how we were going to shoot out there. We had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. I actually had, and it stayed for the whole match, I had the 6th fastest time for the Night Force PRS skill stage. And so that was pretty good. That was a good accomplishment for me, but I also had some really bad stages. I think I got a 2 on the chopper stage, just couldn't find my 0. So for those of you that are wanting to get into PRS, there are some things that you need to consider beforehand, and that is the equipment. So I'm not going to say it's a gear race, but what I'm going to tell you is what you will probably need to be able to excel at this game. So the first thing is the rifle. You're going to need a rifle that is well balanced. Typically you're going to see something that is heavier, and that will help mitigate a lot of the recoil and the movement when you get in position. It really doesn't matter if you're shooting a 6BR or a GT or a Creedmoor or Dasher or the latest 6 out there. What you really need to do is when you get into a position, you really need to be able to spot where that impact is, okay? The other thing is speed is not necessarily your friend. What I'm finding out is a lot of shooters are downloading their 6 Creedmoors into that 2750 to 2900 feet per second range. And that seems to be kind of the sweet spot, because you don't want the round getting there so quickly that you're still recovering from recoil, and you want to see exactly where it hits. This really struck true for me, and I learned a lot at this match, and one of the reasons I wanted to do the PRS was to make me a better marksman or a better rifle shooter. So the second thing you're going to need for sure is you're going to need a great muzzle brake. I saw more Area 419 Hellfires and APA Fat Bastards, and the strike without warning. I saw quite a few of those, and a lot of the MPA muzzle brakes and a lot of MPA rifles. Big shout out to Phil and the guys over at MPA, as well as the guys over at Zeiss, because Kenny and I did shoot the S5 and the S3 and have no complaints about that whatsoever. You're also going to need a good bipod. You don't have to deploy quickly on the clock from what I was seeing. So using something a little heavier is probably not a bad thing, but you definitely want something that does attach and is solid, doesn't have a lot of wiggle. And you're also going to need some type of plate. The number one plate I saw out there was probably the Gray Ops, the Pro plate. That is also what I'm using at the moment. And you're also going to need a good bag. And by far I saw more Game Changers and Schmedium Game Changers than any other bag. You don't have to have the pump pillows and everything else, although they can help. They will slow you down quite considerably if you have to move 10 positions in 90 seconds. It was very challenging. We actually had 3 mover stages where we were engaging targets at moving targets at 300 yards, 500 yards, as well as 589 yards. But this is a key thing you need to keep in mind, guys. So for someone that's coming from a lot of sniper matches and ruck style matches, a hit is not a hit in PRS. Now let's say that again. A hit is not a hit in PRS. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of KYL targets. And when you take that first shot from largest to smallest, you really don't want to just hit that steel. You want to see which way it swayed. You want to see if it favored left side, right side, if it favored a bottom hit, because that's going to be extremely critical when you're getting down to these 1.5 minute of angle size targets. So it will definitely make you a better marksman, but also keep in mind, don't be in a hurry to go to that next position because it states move, hit, or miss. Because if you take the shot, don't say, well, I'm trying to rush the clock to get to the next position. You need to take the extra time to make sure that you don't move, and then when you fire that shot, whether it's a hit or miss, know exactly where it hit or missed. That way you can make that correction there afterwards. You're also going to want a good spotting scope or a set of binoculars. They don't have to be range finding. I'm going to highly recommend something with a reticle in it. That way you can tell your friends, or you can help yourself on seeing how big some of the targets are with relationship to size, and then also being able to give corrections from that. A good tripod is going to go a long ways as well, but that's pretty much all you need. So what I've also noticed, and this could be a little controversial, while I enjoy PRS, I'm a little more into the action. There was a lot of waiting around. It was a great match. I'm not saying anything negative about it. And to all of those that came by and said they really liked the channel, I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to be able to come up and actually tell me that you watched the channel and you enjoyed it and you learned a lot from it. And I'm just trying to share my personal experiences with you guys. So with these ruck style matches and some of these sniper matches, you have unknowns. They're usually blind stages. You have to do everything on the clock and you're moving very quickly. It's just the opposite with PRS. With PRS, you know you've got 90 seconds. You know the distance to the targets. You know all your holds, and there's no rush. Matter of fact, you're going to probably wait anywhere from 5 minutes if you're a first shooter, all the way down to an hour and for your 90 seconds. And for some people that works. If you're, one of those that are a little type A personality, that might work really well. But what I think is somebody that's really big into 3-gun, I don't see them being the type of person that would be really big into PRS. A lot more action involved with the 3-gun, a lot more action involved with the sniper style matches, where the PRS is more calculated, and I think it's a different mindset. While I do enjoy it, if I had to choose between that or a sniper style match or something like a CD match, I'm probably going to choose that over the PRS. While it's fun, I'd kind of gotten away from the PRS rimfire because it was a lot of waiting around. It will make you a better shooter for sure. It'll make you a better marksman. And I'm always amazed at the level of marksmanship that these guys that shoot PRS actually have. So hopefully that's good advice for you guys. I'm going to leave you with that stage, the Knife Force skill stage, which stayed in the top 6. It was 6th place out of 400 shooters. So good moment for me. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
But